Hello, everyone, friends, family, believers alike, and welcome to the grid. Now, this is not a full show today, as I'm sure you've guessed, but it is a quick snapshot. But I want you to stay tuned till the end so you can hear more. Okay, let's just jump in the news real quick. Robert Kraft, who is the owner of the NFL's New England Patriots, has withdrawn his support of his alma mater, Columbia University. Why? Well, conceivably because of their lack of ability to stop the anti Israel hate, or more likely, their lack of interest. More to come on that. And then we run over to New York in the trumped up New York trial. Well, it's been revealed that Trump is actually being prosecuted under a statute that actually requires the committing of another crime. But the crime that Alvin Bragg is referencing has never been prosecuted. The feds have refused to prosecute this. But no, 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 no. It doesn't matter with Alvin Bragg. A crime I see, regardless of whether it's been prosecuted or a conviction has occurred, it doesn't matter. That's what I'm going to use. Speaking of craziness, and really talking about Columbia University, how about Ilhan Omar's daughter? She was arrested as part of the Colombian We Hate Israel Death to America riots there at the university. Yeah, that's the same Ilhan Omar who represents the great state of Minnesota in the House of Representatives. Like daughter, like mother. Okay, so again, now we're going to head into the Republicans. Marjorie Taylor Greene calls for Mike Johnson's head and wants a motion to vacate, basically removing him as Speaker. Well, it turns out while Biden's claims for cannibalism regarding his uncle are completely fabricated, well, in the U.S. House, the Republicans have resorted to the tribal eat your own philosophy. So apparently, cannibalism is alive and well in the U.S. Congress. Now, Greene is a firebrand, and I have agreed with her on her defense of Trump almost unwaveringly. But on these particular issues, she needs a serious dose of reality just to get her to the level of a moron. And right now, she's unfortunately a very convenient bedfellow with Matt Gaetz, another complete idiot in Congress who is way more worried about his own personal agenda than actually uniting conservatives to defend against crazy liberalism. Now we go to foreign policy. Well, Israel strikes Iran. Well, I should say Iran strikes Israel. Israel returns and strikes Iran in retaliation. Israel is taking out Hamas in Gaza. Craziness going on in the Middle East. And yet this administration continues to defend the terrorists themselves as priority number one. Absolutely unconscionable. And also speaking of foreign aid, or I should say foreign policy, the Ukraine package foreign aid just passed, as well as Israel's. Now, I'm hearing all kinds of pushback on this and blowback. This is actually what resulted in Marjorie Taylor Greene saying she wanted to vacate Mike Johnson as Speaker of the House. You know what? Say what you want about Ukraine's corruption, but I'm going to ask you this. Would Putin taking over the largest nuclear reactor in Europe be the better option? Would that really serve our interests and the interests of our allies? And if that's not enough for you, how about if Russia controls Ukraine? That means Putin now has control of 25% of the world's wheat. Are you okay with that? I'm certainly not. Okay, so now we come back to domestic. And if you think the FBI is all that and you hear about law enforcement, this would be eye-opening. It was eye-opening to me. The Department of Justice just settled for $139 million. With who? With Larry Nassar's sexual assault victims. And the reason is because the FBI is determined to have completely botched that case. Again, I have a friend who's a retired FBI agent. I think the world of him. He does stellar work. But when you go up the levels to the politics of this bureau, it's astonishing and should scare the heck out of everyone. Let's go back to the Ukraine deal real quick. I forgot to mention. Did you know that actually what we're giving Ukraine through foreign aid is $61 billion? Now, that sounds like a lot of money, right? I hear all the time, spend the money on our border first, then we'll worry about overseas. But did you realize that that $61 billion is less than 1% of federal spending? 1%, that's right. How about we think about the 13% of federal spending that we do every year on interest of our debt? That's what I call fiscal irresponsibility. We talk about Ukraine being corrupt and irresponsible, but the real problem is the open checkbook of entitlements that Congress has used. Folks, that was just a quick snapshot of really the news and the chaos that we're living in today. You will get periodic updates from me as we huddle behind closed doors, in secret, in a very secure room, thinking about how we can bring you an even better show. Stay tuned for our new and improved show coming in June.